It wasn't that bad. What do you
Oh,
mean?
I don't know. I'll ask you. I haven't watched it. I haven't had a chance yet. I've been elsewhere and entertained, I guess is the best way to say
Elsewhere and entertained. That's awesome.
it. Hi,
So,
we're live. Hi, everybody.
oops. So, what the convention?
It
Yay!
was so much fun.
Do you
I
like
love
meeting
getting to
people?
meet
All the
everybody.
people, meeting all the people. I thought everybody was very welcoming for you,
They were wonderful, and I think I only got my honey grabbed like 7 or 8 times. It was good. I'm
and one of
kidding.
them
I didn't
wasn't
get
me. It was.
I didn't get my honey grabbed.
I didn't do it. If I'd have known you were, if I had known you were shooting for that, I'd
You
have
should have
helped
added in.
you
I'm thinking,
out.
4, 5, 6. I don't know. I'm kidding. No, it was so much fun meeting everybody and just getting to hang around up there. I had a blast. I really did.
Yeah, I think Avon people are good people.
I know they are.
That
I
was
know they
fun.
are.
So,
And
you know what we did? We overcame Teresa Stapleton and Maureen Gregory. Hey, you guys.
hey,
Um,
everybody.
we actually had to do like what recon on the ground where stuff wasn't going this peg, where we had to figure out what we were doing because I at the car when we got there. Hey, Susan Hamill's on too. Hey, Captain, she said, and Lori Welsh. Yay! Where we had to figure out something different to do. So I
Right.
gave the valet guy my bag, and I never do that too. That's why I don't do it. And then 2 hours later, I didn't have it when we had to go downstairs. So
Yeah.
I didn't have the laptop, I didn't have the wristbands, I didn't have the bookmarks, I didn't have all the stuff I prepared. So then we get down there, and we're supposed to be out in the hall, which we already
Right.
knew ahead.
Right.
And when we were walking to the place, though, once I saw an abandoned table that was covered with 2 chairs, I'm like, here's our spot. I don't care where the rest of people are going to be. We can be right here. So,
It was
because,
perfect too because almost everybody went through there to go to everything else.
yeah, so I thought that worked out good. And then we just did on the phone. So
Yeah.
I think getting the job done was more important than whether it was right or not. But I know a lot of people that get wrapped up in it has to be the way they thought it was going to be to start with.
Not me.
Not you and me, but I've seen people do that, and I think you have to be flexible and go with the flow.
What's the old saying? The best laid plans of mice and men, or something like that. And I didn't always. Oh, by the way,
Oh, wait a
special
minute, I stopped listening when you said best lay. Oh no, go ahead. So,
green room, green room.
oh, look at you!
I
Oh
was
man, look at
I
your
was
face. That's
I was
awesome.
telling my audiologist today about the blushometer and
Oh,
the green room comment. Yeah. Oh, I am wearing. I am so excited about this. I don't have earbuds in tonight. I don't know if anybody can see
that's
that.
awesome.
I am actually hearing impaired. I've been wearing hearing aids, I think now for 12 or 13 years, something in that range. And I've always just normally during the shows or any Zoom call, I pull the hearing aid out. I put that in because I need to be able to hear what's going on. I got I got a new pair today that I'm trying for 2 weeks. And what it amounts to is these hearing aids, my old ones with Bluetooth with my phone, but not my computer. These Bluetooth with my computer, I'm hearing without wearing earbuds, and I feel so free. I'm gonna do a Snoopy dance.
Oh, there we go. Oh, God. Yeah, that was awesome.
But when we got in the green room, I had been dancing to music, so I was putting Deaf Funky Music West there because I was dancing to play that funky music. Right boy or white boy? I'm not sure. Anyway, I like that. I was playing and I was doing this and I was doing this move. You should have seen me. I was so good. I danced so well when no one can see me.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, speaking of that silly kind of topic, I do have one more
Yes.
silly thing to say.
Yes.
My coffee tonight is compliments of the lovely and talented Peg Duchesne. Thank you, Peg.
Oh, I know what that's about. The coffee that begins with B.
Doesn't every coffee begin with me?
Yes.
No.
Oh, so I know
Oh,
it's early to dive into the learning thing, but this is such a great topic. I wanted to hear what you have to say about it. I ran across the team member that I was talking to, and you know how you say your goals and dreams, and we're doing the goal sheet, whatever.
Mhm.
I forget that not everybody has a sales background where they're always talking about motivation stuff. And I said to this new team member, "What's some big goal or dream you're working towards?" And I said it offhand, and we were just going to sit there and chat about it. I didn't expect the person to say, "No one's ever asked me that before." I don't even know. I was surprised by that. So, do you think it's because we're in sales or we're in the, I don't know, like the motivation segment? We've always, as a salesperson,
I
and
think
once
so.
that my team member said that, I was thinking, I wonder how many other people are just going along and don't have something big they're working for.
Well, I think back about my career,
Mhm.
and had I not been in sales, had I not been in direct sales at one point and corporate sales and all of that, and then of course working for myself, no one would have ever told me, hey, you need to be reading in this area, you need to be thinking about your goals, you need to be, it kind of they basically directed me. And when they did that, what it did for me is it gave me just that first little inkling, and then I began to do it myself. And I know, gosh, I quit counting a long time ago, but I know I've spent well over $50,000 going to seminars, listening to recordings. Because back in the days when I got started, you had to buy the recordings, and we still have people that we love to death that have recordings and all that for sale, video and audio and all that.
Yeah.
But you can get, even if you can't, if someone doesn't have the budget for that yet in their career, they can get so much great free content with podcasts and all that. They really need to be doing it. And
And
that's where
YouTube
I
even.
learned to do
Yeah,
what?
YouTube even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I got the training or the mentoring, where someone said, we talked about setting goals and what you needed to do. I wouldn't have gotten it any other way. So like with that team member, your best bet is just to figure out what motivates them the best, and then make sure that that's their incentive they're working toward.
The first exposure I had to that was getting Lead the Field given to
Mhm.
me. And that if you haven't watched Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale, that actually was a cassette. You haven't?
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't even know what to say. I wore out like 3 cassette tapes of that and a CD of it, and I played it over and over and over and over. But the story that I liked on that, you probably are familiar with, though, the Acres of Diamonds story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's on that, and that's where I heard it for the first time. I'm sitting down the trailer park. I'm selling Avon already. I've been selling Avon for years. And on Lead the Field, they were talking about this farmer sold his land in Africa and to search for diamonds all on the continent.
Right.
And he spent his whole life doing that and ended up dying penniless and threw himself in a stream and drowned or something like that. It's that story. And come to find out, the farm he sold had the biggest diamonds in the whole
Right.
entire continent. He hadn't started where he was, looking to make sure he didn't already have it. And of course, the point of that is, for me, it was, well, I was looking to see, thinking I had to do something else to make
Mhm.
a big name or a big money for myself. But I was already doing Avon. So when I listened to that, I'm like, well, maybe it is. I mean, that guy didn't know it. How would I know?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think that was like a turning point for me. And I bet a lot of people would have that same experience.
My first exposure to Earl Nightingale was an actual LP album I listened to with it on a
Oh,
turntable. And I believe it was the one. I don't remember the name of the name of the session he did. I think it was something along the lines of "The Strangest Secret" or something like that. But yeah, he was. I guess he was already gone by the time I got to working. But his material is pretty much timeless when you think about it. So
oh, nice. Yeah, Peg said Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale is fantastic. Lori said, look in your own backyard first. Why I hadn't have thought of that, hadn't have thought of that, I'm not sure. Lori says, I think everyone motivation is different. So if you just want something to do to avoid diapers, family to feel like they love me time, their objective may not be money, cars, trips. That's true too.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty's on. Hey.
Hey,
How are
Ty.
you? Yeah, and Karen Jakes is on. She said we'll always have Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Karen.
Except when you get arrested, then it tends to make its way back home. And that's,
Oh,
I'm saying that for our friends. Not
I,
kidding.
I try not to get arrested places, but that's,
Well, one of the first things, if you're going to be successful at any business venture, because business is based on making transactions happen. That's what it's going to do. It doesn't have to be money motivated, but you have to find something that motivates you. You have to have the ability to motivate yourself with direct sales or independent contractor sales like Aflac was, because there's only two kinds of motivation. There's the carrot. Well, I say that. I should never say things like that. There's the carrot and there's the stick. And the stick is very external motivation. Even really the carrot can be at times. If it takes a boss being on your rear end to get you to go to work, that's not going to help you. You won't stay motivated from that. You may stay motivated for a short time, but you won't stay motivated for long. And the same thing about contests and all that. I used to run contests like crazy, and they were great. I could cause a bubble to happen in production that way. But if someone really wants to be successful at anything, they've got to find something inside them that motivates them from the inside out. It's something that means so much to them inside they could never quit.
And you know what I wanted to add here? Now, this all happened when I'm living down the trailer park in the single wide driving to Hugo, right? So, I think you have to set aside whether you think it's practical or whether you think it's really doable or whether you think you're worthy of it. You have to set aside what you really want. And matter of fact, I got made fun of a lot because what I would say is, I heard somebody say it. I think it was Bob Proctor. I want to sit in the front of the plane in the back of the car. And I said, I want to earn so much money that I could throw it on my bed and roll around in it. You know what I mean? And everybody was like, yeah, like, I'm sure you're going to be doing that. I think, and then I got accused of loving money too much because they didn't realize money's just choices to me. I think that I had to set aside what other people were saying. I had to set aside whether I thought I could do it.
Right.
Because if I thought about that too much, I wouldn't do anything.
Right.
I'd just be like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. Who am I? I'm, trash from the trailer park, and got reminded about it often. So
Well,
set that aside.
I will tell you that one of the most destructive memes or whatever that goes around in the world, in my opinion, is this whole idea that money's bad. It's like it's money's neither good or bad. If a good person has money, good things happen. If a bad person has money, bad things happen. And I will also tell you that there's no such thing as cold hard cash. It's warm and cuddly.
Well, I know I've told you this before. So I'm signing some lady up, and I think the culture we live in, everyone wants to appear selfless or something. And to me, I subscribe to the Jim Rohn approach of, enlightened self-interest.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can help a lot more people with money than I can without money. So that lady I was signing up said, oh, here we go. The lady signing up said to me, I don't care about the money I'm going to earn. I want to open a women's shelter. And I said, don't you think the women that need that shelter would want you to care about money because you can't build it without the money? You can't make it nice. You can't have food for them. You can't have the things they need. Money is a tool, and you're going to need that tool. So you're right. And you can't go around saying rich people are bad because you won't shoot for it because you'll think you'll be bad if you do.
Right. Well, that's one of the first things I had to deal with in me, because I grew up in what would best be described as a non-affluent lifestyle.
Non-affluent.
When I was born, I think we lived in the projects. If we didn't live in the projects then, we lived in the projects pretty soon after that. Apparently, I ate too much. I'm kidding, but it was not an affluent situation. And once I got working for myself, even in sales before I was working for myself, and I began to make a good income and then later a large income, I kind of had to work on that in me. I read books that were about teaching you the value of entrepreneurship and all that, but there's a little thing in the back of my head when I was young that said, all I had heard my broke friends or family or whatever say was not necessarily positive about people having a lot of money.
You were going to say broke ass. Go ahead.
But not my sister nor my brother, but other members in the family. And so it was just it was something I had to deal with because I've said this to you before. I thought in the early 80s, mid 80s or whatever, I thought that if anybody made $100,000 a year, they were just goat stinking rich.
Yeah.
Because how could you possibly spend that much money? And what I found out is you adapt. But I get, and it's as long as you're doing the right things to earn your money, and you're providing value to others. The real key is like Bob and John talk about in the Go Giver. Your worth is your ability to provide more in value in the experience and everything else than what you're taking in compensation. But the more people you serve, the higher your income gets. So if you can serve 100 people, well, that's going to be an income. But if you can serve 100,000 people, that income's going to be a lot higher. And so that it's a mentality. But Randy Gage has some great material on the right mindset for money. I really like his stuff.
I think too, you can't get complacent and think, well, I've already dealt with that issue, because all it takes for me anyway is to have a comp plan change knock me off my title, or when I bought the Curves franchise, like a cocky idiot, I thought because the customer base was the same that I had the skill set to run that, and ended up losing about $400,000. Now, it took me a couple of years to trust my judgment again, because I thought, well, it was me, because I should have learned the definition of density per population before I sunk in that money. But I think that now I try to get over failures quicker, because I trust myself more. It was just something I had to learn, I guess, at the time. But there's going to be ups and downs, and you can't think that it's your bad if you have it down. It's just going to go like that, I think.
Yeah, and in all sales, regardless of the industry, you're going to have fluctuations. You're going to have ups and downs. But what you'll generally find out in just about everything is that your income is going to trail somewhere around 2 weeks behind your effort. So if someone's starting brand new in their career with Avon or any other direct sales organization, and they're really going after it, they're not going to make any money at first, but it's going to start coming later. Their potential clients are going to become clients, are going to become customers. And so it comes in later. What happens, at least what happened in the insurance industry, and what I would really mentor people about, is the idea that really bust it hard, and then they'd get a big commission check that was bigger than what they were normally used to making. And then when they get that coming in, then they're prospecting, their new business drops off. And I would tell them, you got to be careful about that, because your income's going to follow your activity level about 2 weeks, but it'll follow you in both directions. If your activity stops, your income's going down in 2 weeks. And so it's the same process in all sales.
You say 2 weeks, I say 6 months. So every Avon people, 6 months, because you know why? Especially for team building, because when you run into a new person or have a new person join your team, they have to get seasoned before you're really going to make some money off of them. But I think that's just an industry thing.
Yeah, but that also proves one of the points that it was one of the rules that you've taught your people for years, that we worked into the book, and talking about the consistency rule. That consistency, even regardless of the industry, that consistency of making the activity happen that brings in new business, when you keep doing that over and over and over and over, you'll still have those peaks and valleys, but all of a sudden those peaks and valleys have more zeros on the end than they have on the beginning.
Right.
And it's a mindset. And if people, regardless of their industry, they get the understanding that I start today and it's going to come later, but I'm going to keep building and building and building and building and building. It's going to come. And then when it starts to come, don't get slow. Don't back off. Put the pedal down even harder. Enjoy your success.
I saw a little video clip of Tom Hanks being interviewed, and he said he wished he knew sooner. This too shall pass, in both directions. So when you're up and getting awards and everything's great, this too shall pass. But when
True.
everything goes to crap, this too shall pass. So you've got to consistently give the effort, consistently be learning, consistently keep yourself pumped. You got to do all that stuff with the consistency rule.
Right.
And this too shall pass. So now, let me read you a couple of comments here. Kathy Douglas, howdy, you two, meeting you at the convention. Kathy was there. She's the one that did the bull riding thing at the bar. That was funny.
I didn't get to see it.
Easter Day is on. Of course, we call each
Nice.
other last names like we're in the military, right? And then this one says Facebook user, so you can put your name in. I don't see. Money is an energy that we can use as a tool in exchange for things we want or need to make a difference. Yes,
There you
that's
go.
exactly. Peg says she loves Randy Gage. Did I tell you my Randy Gage story?
No.
The last time I saw him was at the New England Speakers Association. So he was speaking to speakers. He's a speaker, and he's speaking to speakers. And when he went up on the stage, it was hilarious because we're at the Sheraton or somewhere, and he picks up a water glass and smashed it on the wall. And we're all like, did he just do that? I couldn't even believe he did it. We all couldn't believe he did it. And he had a story to go with it and stuff, but it was just such a shocking thing. I mean, I don't recommend doing that, but that really got their attention. That was hilarious.
I've listened to him. I guess it's podcast or whatever, but I've listened to him multiple times. The night that Bob Berg got inducted into the National Speaker Association Hall of Fame, Randy introduced him that night.
Oh, I didn't go listen to that yet. I want to see that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
Awesome.
cool. I was fortunate to be there that night, and Bob had invited us to be at his table, and so I had no clue that was going to happen. And all of a sudden it happened, and I'm just so proud of Bob. I am in every way anyway, but it's just it was a nice evening.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I haven't actually, I was a member for years. I haven't been to one of their events other than local. I've done a lot of the New England chapter stuff. Matter of fact, that's where I met Bob Berg, at the New England, because he used to live in Mass. So yeah, that was funny. He went out to dinner with me, my mom, and the kid, and he had Alex up on his shoulder like Tiny Tim. That's how.
And Bob's kind of tall. That would have been really elevated for Tiny Tim.
And Bob works the room too when you eat dinner with him. It was hilarious. Yeah, my mother didn't think so, but I did. That was fun.
Well, yeah, I've on NSA stuff. I've been to Florida, and the one where they did Bob's induction. It was actually in Dallas. That was an easy trip for me. That's only 4 hours away.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh,
you don't think nothing of driving 4 hours.
Well, I was talking to Bob about something else this morning, and I'm more than likely going to be in Florida, Central Florida, first week of February. And if they do another one of those Beyond the Mastermind events, if they add one to the calendar, which they're thinking about doing, it will be coinciding with that. And I said, I thought I'd maybe drive down to say hello. And he said, that's 4 hours. That's a long way to come to say hello. And I said, Bob, that's just around the corner in Texas.
Yeah, really. We don't think that up here either. Them guys in Florida probably don't even go to the other ends of their own state. Do they?
Oh no, the place we're going is actually right in the center, and it's an hour from either coast.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. So I did sell an audiobook while we were out, of course. I used my shuffle card. I wish that it was the other way around, where every time I used my shuffle card, you got the notification instead of the other way around, because then you'd know I was doing my job. I know when you're doing it. I get to think, oh, Jeff's out showing the book. There you go.
I don't do it with a shuffle card that often. Actually, I do it with telling people go to Amazon, said the lady with the blue hair. And it's because I just don't have that habit. So
I don't know. You used it quite a bit.
I did, especially early on, for sure. And
Lori Welsh, go ahead.
I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, God, I interrupt you. Lori Welsh said, Texas is a big-ass state.
Yes, it is. Hey, Laurie, when I was in graduate school, I'm from Georgia, and I went to undergraduate school in Alabama at Jacksonville State University in Alabama. And then I came out to Texas on a master's to get a master's degree, and I was a teaching assistant in the music department out in Commerce, Texas. when I would go home to Georgia to visit family, I would go through a good chunk of Texas, hours worth, multiple, I think 2.5 hours worth, something like that. I would go through the entire state of Arkansas, 2/3 of the state of Tennessee, and then down into Georgia. It's still farther from one end of Texas to the other. It's crazy.
And I
I think
lived up here in New England. We don't, can't relate to that.
that's all
You
right.
know.
You don't have to relate to anything, because here's what happens in your area of the world. This time of year, when I'm down here thinking, "Oh, I need to live somewhere else."
It's up
I
here.
love Texas, but I look at your weather, and I send you some of those things that you've sent me.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
sorry. Oops.
Green
Oops.
room, Dad.
Green room. Janet
But
Leonard from Island's on. Hey, Janet. Yeah. And a Facebook user said, both of you in beautiful hues of blue. Thank you for the training and the laughter. Matter of fact, wait a minute.
what
That
are you
is
pointing at? Green room, green room.
the
That's like when you're doing
blue.
that duck call at the meeting. Woo!
Where was my duck bill? So I found a duck bill and I brought it to the convention, and I was just doing it. And in the lobby, I did it not thinking that they were little kids, and I went and I don't know who was more embarrassed: the moms trying to hide their kids' eyes, or you.
Well, I
That
can
was
honestly
kind of
say that I've never been anywhere in public other than what I just did here on this show, where I went woo woo at anything. I've never done that.
Well, you don't have the awesome rack I've got. That's why.
That's
You
true.
got to use
I
it.
have
You use
manly
it.
pecs, right? As you
Yeah,
get older, they're
that's
not
it.
so great looking anymore.
Thanks for that visual that I'll not be able to forget. Okay. Yeah, Penny, there's our favorite Avon jewelry set. Love it on you, Lisa. Yeah, this is brand new right now. I'm always doing this because I can't in the camera. But
Right.
the bracelet, the bracelet and the ring. This is the first time in Avon jewelry history. Oh, that's awesome. I got mine too. That they've had, you probably don't know this, but paparazzi, the $5 jewelry has this type of ring back where it's stretchy. So they no longer have to carry the sizes.
Oh, that's probably a very good business move.
Right. And this is the first time I've seen Avon do that. And that's 40 years. So
Right.
they haven't sold jewelry much longer than I've been in. So I'm pretty sure this is the first time they're doing it. But I've already seen them come out with another one. So that was smart on their part, I think. Very nice.
Looking at the thing and thinking about what the comment the girl said about the Facebook user said about the blue colors here, I'm thinking that since I do wear this shirt quite often, maybe our sequel should be "Said the Guy with the Blue Shirt."
Oh
Nah,
no, I've got a much better title.
Yes, you do, don't you? I'm sticking with this. Is working for me.
You really want to go there?
No.
You're like, no.
No. As my uncle would have said when I was growing up, I'm scared.
Scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared. You can't do that. I'm scared, buddy. No, we ain't doing that. Do not pee on that fence. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's one thing. My cousins and I were always in this trouble. Good trouble. Anyway, but I watched one of them relieve his bladder urge on an electric fence one time, and he never did it again.
Oh, I can't even imagine that pain. What the
Oh,
what?
I don't
What
want to
the what?
imagine it.
Oh. What the what? I didn't even, no. And as a girl, I want to say on behalf of most women, peeing outdoors is a no-go. That is a
I've seen it
non-starter.
done.
I'm sure you have, but not by me. Because you
No.
know what? I don't care if I strip butt naked and put my clothes a mile off. I'm somehow peeing on my clothes.
This is
And there's
we should
nothing
not be
worse.
having this conversation with a group, but since we started it,
There is nothing worse than having your clothes peed on by you.
Well, the time I saw it, it was at a big thing. It wasn't like I was just out there camping out with somebody. That wasn't like we're talking about a bunch of I can't even say the venue because it gives too much away. But she had found a way to perch herself against a tree. So she squats
Oh,
down against a tree. So she supported really easy, and she did her, I guess,
yeah.
her normal thing she would do. I don't know, but
Right.
it was embarrassing. I'll just leave it at that. So
Yeah, no, that
and
I don't do camping though. To me, you know what camping means to me? No room service.
no
That's
room service,
camping.
a hotel without room service.
That is camping, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that is
Oh,
camping. Oh yeah,
gosh, we're at
we're at
6:30.
time.
Hey, everybody, we love you guys. If you have not already done so, please take a time to put an Amazon review up for us. Those things are growing. You guys are doing great, and they're huge, huge. And also, if you've done the Audible version, I think you can do a review on Amazon for Audible, or maybe you have to do it on
I
Audible.
think you can. Matter of fact, you can do a review on Amazon even if you didn't buy your book from Amazon.
Okay,
It's just not showed as a certified.
right.
So it doesn't matter where you bought your copy from. You can put that on there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there are other good places to do it. Goodreads is a great place to put a review. Gosh, I don't know, but everywhere you put it, if you'll let us know that you did it, I always try very hard to make sure that I take a snapshot of it, a screenshot of it, and then post it to thank you for it. So please, if you think about it, we'd love to have you keep doing that. I don't have any other. You want to talk anything about the True Blue book crew before we get off?
Oh, we have, matter of fact, I believe Peg Duchesne has already qualified too. So yay, Peg. Yay. We were talking about it when we were sharing a room. She came and was being supportive of our efforts at the convention. And
Yeah,
that was awesome. And as far as the reviews and stuff, if you guys truly want to see a sequel, we need to keep doing what the things we're doing and be consistent over time, because
right,
when the sequel comes out, we don't want to have to start from scratch.
right,
So
right.
if we just keep building on what we're doing now, when the sequel comes out, we can just put it in the system. What
Right.
it, what the what?
Starting from scratch is no fun.
Starting from scratch. Oh my god. Yeah, you're starting from scratch.
Hey, if I don't do corny dad jokes consistently, I'll be letting my children know. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be all upset by that.
Actually, they would. And it's funny, Lindsay does a lot of puns already. And so she'll send me stuff and it just cracks me up. Whitney does them some, but not as prolific or as often as Lindsay does. But when Whitney does it, it's like, she did this. It makes me giddy. It makes me giddy. So,
Michaela said, I still have to post a review for the Kindle Audible version. Yes, please. Lori Walsh says, poison ivy leaves are plentiful when you're a girl and have to pee. Oh, that's not good.
that would not be a fun
No,
day. That would not be a
I don't.
fun month.
I can't speak on behalf of all women, but an itchy kitty's not fun. Trey. I knew the minute I said that you'd be right there. You go, Tracy.
Isn't that
Said,
an Italian car?
a kitty?
An itchy kitty? I don't know.
Tracy said, I bought the book recently. Can't wait to read it. We can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. And Lori said, no, Jeff has flea markets. That's nice. Flea. Get it? Flea. Okay. Oh, here we
Going
go.
back to that.
Okay, everybody.
Okay,
Thank you so
look,
much.
partner. Look,
Partner.
partner. We've been doing this show almost a year. You cannot give me poo-poo about my corny jokes. You just can't.
Okay.
You got to quit doing that. You got to go.
They are just
Oh, no, you can't
they're
do it.
awesome. You have the
Amazing.
best jokes ever.
And you mean that in the best possible way.
Bless your heart.
Bless my heart. All right, everybody. We love you guys. See you next
Love
week.
you. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you.
Bye.